marches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction, in the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Shaman Sundays. I'm your host, Brandon. I look like I haven't been doing nothing today because I haven't been doing nothing today. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. I figured we'd start the show with a little inmate in the shower at the historic Scott County Jail, brought to you by Michael Jackson. That's what I do. Let's see who is out here hollering and saying hello. Hello, Carol. Hi, Emmy. Hey, that was a good show with Sarah, by the way. Emmy, great show. Good job. We got Greg Koss. What's up, buddy? We have Kim. Hi. Let's go ahead and light the sage. I light this sage every Sunday. Is this the lighter I want? Yes, it is. So we can start the week off with some positive energy, positive vibes, get rid of all that negativity that we're bringing forward. She's burning. It's burning pretty good today. Let's see. Is there anything I have to get out of the way? Yes. If you're going to be in the Kansas City, Missouri area, the first weekend in March, which is what, like next week or the week after, come join us. Supernatural Inc. It'd be me, KD Stafford, and Katie Stafford at somewhere. We're gonna be somewhere doing something. I will look it up as the show goes. I'm just really kind of want to get to my guest because we're really super excited. Oh, hey Barbara, I saw you just slipped in there on me. Tonight's guest I met a couple months ago, I think. And we kind of hit it off. She's an awesome lady. Been wanting to get her on my show. I've been on a couple of shows with her. But now it's going to be one-on-one. Tons of questions, but it's going to be great. So without further ado, let's bring up medium Lala Bright. I like that wave. That's what I'm talking about. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm glad I'm here.
I am too. I was excited to have you on the show. But for those people that live under rocks and don't know who Lala Bright is, which is crazy, everybody needs to know Lala. Look at that smile. This is why you need to know Lala. Just the energy and just everything that comes from you is amazing. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a psychic medium and an experiencer, an abductee. Ever since I was a little girl, so was my dad. I have an implant in my leg. I've known about it for over 20 years. And I live and date someone who is ex-intelligence. He was in CIA, and now he videotapes beings that are in and outside of the house that I either call to us or just visiting. I've woken up with triangle bruises. We've got EVPs. My son's father, my boyfriend of 15 years, he passed from cancer 3 years ago. And when we moved in here a year and a half ago, his voice showed up and he said, "Hello, Xander." And Xander's our son.
Oh, wow.
So that was really cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, my phone's going off. I thought I had it on silent. This is what happens when I don't do anything all day and I'm unprepared. That's okay. We need it sometimes. So I got so much to unpack. Let's see. Psychic medium. Do we want to start there? Yeah, let's start there. So, when did you first notice your gifts?
I think I was around 5, and my neighbor that we called Grandma Cheyenne passed away. We couldn't go to her funerals, but we went to the gravesite to try to find her. And this was in Baltimore, and there's literally thousands of graves at this place. It's very large. And my parents walked off one place, and I walked off another, and I heard her say in my ear, "I'm over here." And I felt led to her gravesite, and I put my hand on it. And that's when my dad knew it's time to start talking to me about what we are, because
Right.
he did Reiki healing. He was a big Reiki person. He could do psychic things, but he mainly did healings. And after that, it just seemed the more aware I was, the more beings would come visit me. It was interesting, especially a male's voice. A man was always I was mad at my dad for going out of state one time, and I said something mean, and the man's voice said, "Be careful what you wish for it may come true." I was like, "No, I take it back. Never
I
mind."
did take it back. No.
But yeah, the alien stuff and UFO stuff, that was around the same. I think I was like 4 or 5, and I kept having these reoccurring dreams of me in the backyard at night, and UFOs would just slowly fly over my head. And I mean, I'd have it quite often. And a
No.
couple years later, my dad was watching an alien movie, and I said, "I know what those are. I see them in my dreams all the time." And so it just kind of went from there. Although for most of my life, I really didn't talk about it. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. And I believe that they would numb me to it. I would call it alien Xanax for some reason. I would just,
Yeah.
because I have anxiety in a general sense all the time for whatever, because I'm special. And when I would see a craft or something strange that wasn't a spirit, I would just numb down completely. And then I'd have missing time. So I don't know. I'm somebody's pet, obviously.
Alien ant farm. Is that where we're going? Okay, I get it. So, do you participate in the CE5 world, or do you just leave it alone?
I don't, and I didn't know that I was calling them. I kind of just spoke from my heart. But it's a really good thing for people to do and get together with other people that want to do it. I just, for some reason, there's just this link there, and they respond quickly to me. I mean, I've had one bad experience with them, but usually it's always really good. So,
Well, that's good because I mean, I've talked to a couple of abductees. Hang on, I'm having issues here. And hello, Joanne from Canada. Speaking of aliens, you stay in Canada, lady. Kimmy Corpse is in the house. Crystal Hill, Ghost Hunting Housewives, in the house. And Aaron Lovejoy, you must be on a break at work or something. I hardly ever see you on here. Thank you for tuning in. There's my I'm his bitch, Brian Wells. I'm Brian Wells' bitch. Just putting that out there. So you said you came into your gifts or abilities at the same, and the alien abductions and the alien stuff kind of happened at the same time. Is that what you said?
yeah, it did.
So, what can you remember which happened first? Was it the aliens, or was it once you realized that you're psychic?
It was the alien dreams that happened first. The spirit speaking to me happened close after, but yeah.
Now, I'm just gonna hypothetical throw it out there. So, do you think the aliens had anything to do with opening up your abilities?
I do, and I've been told that happens. I have a friend, John Carpenter, that worked close with Bigelow, and I can't exactly say what he did, but he would have a lot of people that he would help, and they started as children, and they would get trained with their psychic abilities with the aliens and things like that. It's a real thing. So.
Oh, I don't doubt it one bit. I'm not afraid of anything except for aliens. Just throwing it out
Really?
there. Yes, they terrify me.
I try not to think about what they might really look like. No offense to any aliens that are listening, but I don't want I just want a
Yeah,
cute
I don't.
little.
Right. Like I don't want the big scary reptilian guy. I don't want
No.
that. But I'll tell you what started my fear. I mean, I was always fascinated, but wasn't really afraid until I watched that movie with the white owls in it about the freaking alien abduction.
Yeah.
Oh, that was based on a true story. And
Whitley Strieber, was that about
wait,
him?
was it the fourth kind?
Oh, that one.
I
That
think
was
it,
scary.
where the aliens say like come over and they're on the EVP saying that they're God and all that.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, I watch it and I'm like, this is not. It says based on a true story. I don't believe that. So I looked up the doctor. Then as soon as I figured out she was real and the story was real, I was like, nope, I don't like aliens. I
He's,
don't.
he's
I don't like.
kidding. He loves them.
I don't like the owls that was in the movie. I don't like it.
A lot of people do see the owls before they get abducted. I haven't, but a lot of people have. Um,
So, do you agree with the theory that they're showing you the owls to prepare you for to see them? I mean, is that like they're coming across as okay? Maybe it'll be comfortable with an owl.
yeah. I have a friend, Susan Alloway. She saw a bunny instead of owl. I mean, they do show up as things that they would think is more comforting.
Hmm.
Um, and they can shape shift, and even your surroundings, they can change so that you feel more comfortable. It's interesting.
Sydney, I'm right there with you. I don't want to get probed either. I don't. Yeah, okay, the fifth kind, or is that a dollar sign? Money. Okay, that's a dollar sign. So what is the dollar sign? So that would be the fourth kind. Yep, I was right for once. I was trying to catch up with some of this.
There
Jackrabbit.
she is. That's her. She's my buddy. Yeah, she saw jackrabbits instead of owls.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's interesting. Don't burn your taste buds.
I had a hole in my lip, so
I have a hole in my head. So have you done any? Have you gone under for any regressive hypnotherapy? And if so, what did you find out?
I did with Deb Shakti last year. It didn't get too deep. And I said I didn't want to get too deep because I was nervous to do it to begin with. Just I found out that I'm one of many that are going to help with soft disclosure. So getting people prepared for something. I'm supposed to be here helping people, and also helping other beings. And it just kept coming up that there's something coming, but I wouldn't say what it was, or I couldn't say what it was. It just in other past life kind of stuff, but
Right.
it was a little intimidating doing that actually. But she's really good, and I would suggest it. But I would suggest going baby steps into it, definitely.
Okay, so I'm trying to get my first regression done maybe sometime this year. And so what you're saying is baby steps, tread lightly.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we're aware of everything. It's just we are blocked. Either we're purposely blocked or we do it ourselves for whatever reason, but we always
Right.
know the answers to things. So I thought it was helpful.
Now, which theory with the aliens do you buy into? Extraterrestrial or interdimensional?
I think they're both, because I don't know the answer, right? But I do
Right.
think there's much more than we're aware of. I do. I think they're both. What do you think?
You know, I seriously think both, like you said.
Yeah.
But I think the interdimensionals are different. I just started studying DMT
Mm-hmm.
and the reactions that people get in DMT. And so DMT, if for those of you that don't know, is an actual chemical that we produce when we're born and when we die.
Yep.
Well, they've got the chemical form and you can smoke it or whatever, and it only lasts the max 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But what these people keep saying in that 12 minutes, like I've heard people have lived an entire lifetime, had a whole family in 12 minutes. And they
Mm-hmm.
describe the same place. They all go to the same place, talk to the same, I'm just going to say creature because I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I lean more towards they're probably interdimensional now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that they've reached a technology where they can be, but you know,
Well, don't a lot of the people that try that say that when they talk to these beings and they all say, "We're glad that you found the technology to find us," or something like that?
yeah.
It's
And a
interesting.
lot of the DMT people, they come back and say that with their first encounter, they say that the first thing that they all hear is, "You finally made it to us."
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
If I
Um.
weren't so scared, I'd want to try it. I'm just my luck. So yeah,
Well, you know,
but
I'm
I do.
kind of the same way, but I'm still interested. I wouldn't mind probably maybe doing it once, maybe
You know
not.
what? I've been reading something recently that's really interesting. I found out accidentally. A lot of people that lucid dream either on purpose or not on purpose, if they realize they're sleeping and they say in their dream, "I know this is a dream," or they ask the person for the time or date,
Right.
everyone in the dream's eyes turn black and they either scare them out of the dream or kill them out of the dream. And this is all over the world. People are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I and there's just so much to that. Like I say, I just dipped my little pinky toe into the world of DMT and interdimensional beings and all that. I don't know enough to really get into a conversation. However, it's just so many similarities to an ET, in my opinion, that I have to go with. I think they're both.
Oh, yeah. And like shadow
Um,
people, nobody knows what they are. I think they're interdimensional.
I wish I could play what I just watched about shadow people, but I think Carol here has a question. She said, "Who did you do the regression with?"
Deb's Shakti, she's on Facebook. She's wonderful. She's really sweet. She did a movie with John Yost. It's DEBZSHAKTI. I don't know if Susan, if you're still in the room, could you type it out for everybody? She got regression from Deb's also.
Awesome. I will look for that in the chats. Becky Evans, hello, sweet lady. Thank you for tuning in. I have not had that happen in my dream.
Yeah,
No?
I've had shadow beings in real life and in my dream, but I've seen white eyes that really scared me in my dreams, but never black eyes.
I did hypnosis with yep. Deb, there it is. There's the name. Um crap, I just completely lost my train of thought. That's what happened. Sorry, I got blown up a couple times in Iraq and I can't remember.
It's okay.
Um
I have
that's
ADD.
it. Yeah. And then there's a squirrel somewhere. It's I'm done. I got nothing.
But
Like
okay,
what were we talking about?
regressions, and you said you were going to get one.
That's right. Okay, the shadow people. There we go. Took me a minute. So I watched this thing and I put it up on my personal Facebook, and it's a guy And looking at the video and the attire, it was probably early 90s when it was filmed. But I can't remember if he was a professor or a doctor of some sort. And he was explaining that people are starting to see more and more shadow people because people are starting to awaken. And once the vibration gets high enough, that's sort of in the same range as the shadow realm, quote unquote.
Wow.
And so the more that people wake up, the more they're going to see these shadow figures like everywhere. And I will try to link that in the description. But it's kind of it's curious, the more people raise their vibration, the more of these interdimensional beings that we are seeing. So, but for till what end? I don't know. What are the ETs? What's their plan? What's
Yep. It's true. Even like I watch TikTok a lot, and there's so many shadow beings in videos, even videos that aren't about ghosts. They're just these shadow people going in the background of these people, or tons of orbs all over all videos. And even my friend Lon, he does a lot of cryptid stuff, and he helps people. He said that there's been more cryptids and other things in this year than there has been in a very long time. And the one that's on the East Coast where I am, because I'm in Maryland, it's the freaking werewolf person. What are they called?
Oh, the Dogman?
Dude, that's the one I'm terrified of. And it's around here the most. I mean, it's horrible. I don't like that at all. But he
That's
said,
because you're so close to DC.
yeah.
All that filth is just coming. Sorry, I had to make a joke. But yeah, Dogman, I've heard a lot more mention. I try to watch as many of my friends' podcasts as I can to help support. And the more that I watch different ones, the more I'm hearing Dogman come up. And I'll be driving through the LBL next week, the Land Between the Lakes.
Yeah.
And I usually try to stop and do a little ceremony for the Dogmen.
Oh yeah.
So
No.
I think you need to join me on this ceremony to the Dogmen, Lala.
All right, I'm bringing like a little steak, not a steak, like a knife.
A delicious steak. A delicious steak would be amazing.
I always hope that they really weren't real, but they're real. It terrifies me.
Yes. Crystal Hill says, Dogman, I hear about when I lived in Maryland. I was terrified too. Yeah. Or, I mean, you come down here to South Carolina and we've got the Lizard Man. Well, there's several sightings. That's in the lower part of the state. I mean, it ripped a car. Oh yeah, look up the Lizard Man of South Carolina. There were scratches all down a car in the 70s and 80s. It was crazy.
Do you think that they can go in and out of this dimension, or they just hide very well? Because a lot of the beings that we catch on video, a lot of them just hide really, really well.
If we were talking about Bigfoot, I would say they're interdimensional travelers.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, on cryptids, you kind of have to go case by case, really, I think. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not a cryptid hunter. I believe, Bigfoot's real. I know Bigfoot's real. The lizard, I fine. But, I think it's mainly hiding with most of the cryptids. They're just really good at it. They've been doing it. I mean, who knows how long they've even been on this planet.
Right.
So, I think they hide extremely well. Now, Bigfoot, I think they're interdimensional. They can slip in and out.
Yeah, they have orbs over them too. I hear a lot.
Orbs are quote unquote ball lightning.
Yeah.
After a sighting, I've also heard a lot of people, they'll see a UFO, then they'll see a Bigfoot, and then they'll see ball lightning.
Oh wow!
I was talking to a buddy of mine. I don't know if you know who Carter Bouchard is. He's a
I live under a rock. I'm sorry.
he's a cryptid guy out of I think Missouri, and he's also an abductee.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, I'm reading his book right now. He just came out with, but we were talking about the cryptids and you know how they could hide really well. And plus, I mean, look at the Land Between the Lakes and that missing with the three numbers at the end. I don't want to say it because I don't want to get in trouble. He's horrible about that. But it's a lot of it's at the LBLs, the Land Between the Lakes, and look at all the cave
Right.
systems that are there and run all the way back to like Missouri, middle part of the U.S. Plenty of places to hide.
Oh yeah, and I think there's a different type of hybrid being in besides all the other cryptids. I think there's a hybrid being in the deep in the caves. I really do. I don't think they see. I think that they learn to do other things to get around.
Yeah, I think so too. Crystal Hill, you have a white thing here in Alabama. That's called your barbecue sauce. That Alabama white sauce. That's some scary stuff. Oh, it's because of the piney woods. It's
always in the pine woods.
Speaking of pine woods, that'll bring us to the Pine Barrens. What do you think about the Jersey Devil?
I believe it. I never really looked too much into cryptids because I had enough like issues to worry about with other things bothering me. Like,
right.
If I think about a being, it'll come around. So I'm trying
not
to.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Unless you're thinking of the Dog Man.
No, dude, no, please.
Konnichiwa, Irene. How are you?
I do believe it. I think people really have seen it, have gotten photos of it. But that's about all I really know about it. I don't know much.
Joanne brought up something. UFO Revolution is an eye opener. Is that a movie or a documentary, Joanne? Let me know in the comments. And is it only in Canada? Trying to catch up with these comments. Sorry, I'm producing and doing everything by myself. So Laugh Out Loud. Alabama's got some stuff here for sure. Yeah, you're there now, Becky.
Yeah.
But and I look at it, okay, there's a lot here on the East Coast. We've also, and I mean, I can probably break it down. We're sitting in one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world, the Appalachian Mountains. And there's a lot in these woods that, a lot of us just grew up with. Like, I know all the noises, even the strange ones. You just got to be careful. Like there's a saying in the Appalachians, what do you do if you hear your name called from the woods? Nothing. You didn't. Or if you hear a baby cry in the woods. No, you didn't.
Don't go if you hear a baby outside. It could be a serial killer or some cryptid or whatever else.
It's going to be something to kill you.
Right. Don't do it. Call
911.
Have you ever had your name called? I have, actually, a couple times.
Yeah, it happens. It happens quite often.
Really?
Even now, okay, funny story. So KD Stafford, my best friend, he makes all the ghost boxes and stuff. And ever since I joined the team like 7 years ago, I don't even have to be there, and my name comes over his ghost boxes.
Really?
Wow. It's been a thing that started like 7 years ago, and we can't figure it out.
Huh.
Yeah. So
I believe it.
Maybe it's spirit guides, maybe it's who knows. But yes, I have had my name called, and especially out in the woods. Or when you're right about to go to sleep and somebody calls your name in your own house. I've gotten that a lot. And sometimes it sounds like my wife. And I know you're watching, babe. So thank you for tuning in. But yeah, it's just, yeah.
But those are called mimics, right? They're not good. Are they not great?
To my knowledge, I think they're neither good nor bad.
Okay.
They're just They do whatever they want. I mean, they can be really bad.
Speaking of which, this maybe reminded me of I found out I've been at this place with Bob for a year and a half almost, and we got a video of a fairy. I never believed in these things before, ever.
You're
But
right.
it had a human body. It was tiny, but it had a human body, wings, super quick.
Yep.
If I wouldn't have slowed it down, I would have never seen it. It was amazing. But I hear that they can be good or bad depending on your intentions and I guess their intentions, really.
Right. And I think it also depends on their tribe or their lineage. Like,
Yeah.
just like the little people in the Cherokee stories, there's like the cave people, the tree people, on, and each one has their own personality. But I do need to answer this from Ricky. If you don't go out to see what it is, you'll never find out what's calling your name. No, Ricky, we don't care what's calling your name. No, Ricky. Ricky's my buddy. He's in the Army. He's about to retire. But I'm going to tell you what, Ricky, why don't you go find out what calls your name and you let me know. I'm not doing it.
Oh, God. What color was the fairy? It didn't have, so we got it on our night camera in the front yard. And so it doesn't have a color. It was just the video of it. So I'd like
Now,
to know, but only one time it could come.
and now and see, that's another thing that we've got plenty of in these mountains is the Fae.
I believe it now. Yeah.
I mean, think about who settled in these mountains, the Scots Irish.
Mm-hmm.
So what did they bring with them? You know?
Leprechauns and gold.
Right. And fairies and, put out a thing of cream in the back for the leprechauns. And I mean, I've seen people still put milk out at the edge of the woods.
Yep.
And so, yeah, there's a bunch.
All the videos and photos that we capture at this house, we put on Facebook for anybody to see. And if you want to share with us, if you guys have anything you want to share or talk about, because I know it can be it was intimidating. It's only been a year and a half that I've been out about all of this. I really kept quiet about it for a long time. So it can be kind of intimidating to be open about your experiences because, a lot of people, even in this community, are like, oh, you're a weirdo, or, oh, that didn't happen. But we're trying to show people like it does happen. This is real. So if you need to talk, you can contact us. Well, I'm less Bob's grumpy, so probably contact me.
Hello, Frenchie. Thank you for tuning in. That's funny. So I'm trying to think. There's so much to unpack here with the
Can I tell you a couple of UFO experiences I had that were
amazing? See, I feel weird asking about that because I'm scared about them. But go ahead.
Well, the one was just orange lights that were huge, round orange orbs, probably this big around. And I was in Florida visiting my parents before they passed. And a couple years ago, I helped my dad take the trash out at night. And all of a sudden, over their house, these 5 orange orbs appeared and went into a shape of a V. And I said, Dad, he was like my best friend. We very open about all this stuff. And I said, do you see this? And he looked right up at them. And robotically, he said, no, turned around, went back into the house and never came back out. He would have never left me like that,
Right.
And I looked back up at them, and one by one, they went away. And I don't remember doing the trash. I don't remember going in the house. And me and him never spoke about it, ever. And that's what I mean with like the alien Xanax. They numb you sometimes where I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't even think about it,
Right. Now, Joanne asked, what's your blood type?
O negative.
Ah.
Yeah. I do think, I know a lot of people don't think, but I think it might have something to do with all the activity, because there's a lot of activity that I go through, you know.
Yeah.
There has to be a reason for it. And the other time that was
Have you
really,
thought about
huh?
have you thought about asking them whenever they come? Or can you not? Can you not like talk or anything?
I never thought to ask them, actually. It's funny, whenever I have them show up, I forget what to talk about in general. It's I don't know if that's what they're doing or if it's just me or what. I don't know, but I should
I
ask.
mean, if I was taken onto an interstellar spacecraft, I'd probably quit talking to you.
They were in Newport Richey, Florida, so kind of near Tampa. But I have one at the house here that will flash me back its light. I'll use Bob's big camera and put flashes out, and the thing will flash me back.
Oh, that's cool.
It's crazy. And if I miss a night, it'll start flashing again until I come outside. And it's interesting. We have that on video too. It's almost like a game to them. And I feel like they have good intentions. I know when I get nervous, they back off for a little bit until I say I'm ready. And then they start showing up more often. So,
I mean, I wonder. I want to know like how many different species,
lots.
yeah, are out there, and which ones are the ones that are protecting us from the bad ones. Because I mean, if let's just take a cross section of the human population, you're gonna have some good, you're gonna have some kind of bad, and some that are just horrendous. Your Jeffrey Dahmers and stuff like that. Well, I would assume it's the same with different races of ET.
Yep.
But that's where my curiosity stops because I don't want to know anymore. So it's just one of those. I wondered. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Well, I don't know the answer, but I feel like there's something, maybe a universal law, but that blocks them from really coming in and helping us completely. I think they have to kind of do this slow process of get in touch with certain people that they think can handle it and get the message across. I think there are some that aren't great that are already here and might be very influential on us and we don't even know.
Right.
I think they've been here for a long, long time.
But yeah, tell us another encounter story. Well, I got to fix some technical issues back here.
Okay. A few years ago, I was at Dunkin' Donuts getting coffee with my best friend at the time, and we were parked, and we kept seeing these red fireballs shoot way over the car to the point where we got nervous, and we were like, well, let's not die tonight, and let's just go back home. And we got on the little road, and it was nighttime. This huge cloud was over the road, and a black helicopter shined a spotlight on the cloud. And in the cloud, we saw the underbelly of this huge craft. And it looked like black metal, and a bunch of these pipes were like intertwined with each other on the bottom. That's all. It was like intertwining pipes. And when I drove under it, it was so big that all I saw was underneath the craft. I didn't see the sky anymore. That's how close it was. And I don't remember going home. I don't remember dropping my friend off, but I remember the detail of this thing. And the pipes were so large that they were as wide as the body of the helicopter. Like it was big. So, but what freaks me out now is, obviously, one, it was not scared. It didn't get scared away by the government helicopter. And two, the government didn't know this was here. They know some are here, but this was something else.
Right.
So that kind of, it was a weird feeling to have. But that was 5 years ago that happened.
And then Frenchie here says he saw a UFO in Afghanistan when he was deployed. The only way I could see it was through the MVG's night vision goggles.
Right.
and there was no sound, and it was huge. You know, I think I saw some strange stuff when I was in Iraq and Afghanistan too. Um, I think, especially during wartime, I think they're watching.
Yeah.
They're they're trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know. Maybe they already know what's going on and they're just waiting.
I don't know, but I feel some of them do protect us. Just like there's some that do cattle mutilation. I don't touch on that subject. I don't like it. But it does happen. It still happens, and I think those are the ones you want to kind of steer clear of. But we don't know. Nobody knows exactly what's going on. But I do feel like the little lights we see above us, I think they're always the good ones, personally.
And I hate to say it, the cattle mutilations are back on the rise. Reported cattle mutilations are back on the rise.
Right.
So I agree. I think all in all, there's some out there to protect us. But I wonder, you said some sort of intergalactic law that keeps them from interfering. Is it intergalactic, or does it have anything to do with the Majestic 12 that I think it was Nixon? Was it Nixon? Somebody correct me. Where he actually met with aliens and made the deal that they could kidnap us as long as they gave over technology.
And we don't get nothing, no presents or like our rent paid
You get probed. Which is, again,
not that great. So I need flowers or something.
I mean, come on. Take me out to dinner first. But, yeah, so Eisenhower, thank you. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, Eisenhower and the Majestic 12. If you haven't read into that, check that out.
I haven't. Yeah, thank you. I bet you they did that to us. I bet you that we're cattle to some of them. Because I do wonder, is my implant to protect me, or I know it's to keep tabs on me, but am I somebody's pet and property, or is this like it? These are questions I want to know. And I get asked a lot, do you want to take it out? No, I don't mind if I go to a specialist that can help me find out more about it. But I've read of people who have taken theirs out and they just come back more harder to get out. They're built differently so that they're stuck or they move.
Right.
Sometimes they move on them,
And Irene does bring up a good point, and women lose their fetuses too. There's many stories that I've heard out there of, I can't remember, like mystic pregnancies. Like, hey, I wasn't pregnant, but then I was pregnant, and now I'm not pregnant.
It's hybridization that they do. It happens quite often, actually. A lot of people don't talk about it, but it's common, unfortunately.
And see, that brings up another question: Is it to help us or to help them? Like, I want to know what the point. What are you trying to?
Right.
Is your race dying out, and you're trying to figure out how to keep it alive, or what's going on?
Right. Do we hold something special that they want to mix with them also?
Right.
Maybe they don't have a soul or a certain type of energy we do. I don't know. The junk DNA is special or something.
Right. Ooh, that's a good question. Do aliens have souls? That's a big one. I've never thought about that.
They feel different to me. Psychically speaking, they feel very emotionless and business. I can tell if there's good intentions or fear or something, but they're nothing like a spirit would feel. The spirits feel just like we do. Happy, sad,
Yeah.
They don't feel like that.
Well, is that because they don't have a soul, or because of thousands of years of having to be a certain way and they can block really good?
That's true.
I don't know, because I'm not going to go out there with a light and flash up in the sky. I'm not doing that.
Well, here, I'll transition so I don't scare you. We have video of a portal, a spiritual portal, not alien, opening up in our backyard.
Oh,
and
cool.
Yeah, it looked like a bright light was flung around a dark circle, and then a light shot out of the dark circle, and then it just went away. It was within a second this happened. Um, and I've seen a portal before that a shadow person came out of it, but there's always a bright light with these portals. I've noticed. People probably know this already, but I'm just saying from what I've experienced. But we have a lot of spirits that come visit here at the house. I think we have a portal above our bed because the orbs fly out of this one spot in the wall. So it's wherever we are, it's very, very active.
Well, and that's probably because of your energy and your vibration too. I mean, you're probably gonna wherever you go, they'll follow probably.
Yeah, it's neat now that I have more proof because I always felt strange telling people like, "Hey, I saw a ghost the other night," or something spoke to me. Now I actually
Right.
have. It's nice. I'm still a weirdo, but I have proof that
No,
things
we're all
happen.
weird. We all have to be weird to fit into this niche,
No,
but that's okay. I like being weird. I'm all right with it.
same.
So you've done paranormal investigations, right?
A few, not a lot, but
What
yeah.
was your first investigation?
Ellicott City, Maryland, the main street, the historic part, and it was an old abandoned building. And we didn't go about it in a serious tone, and I think that was our mistake. Something followed us back and got into the car with us.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were there, we saw a bunch of orbs. We got a bunch of orb pictures. It was great, but we kept feeling this eerie feeling like we weren't allowed there. And so eventually we left and we're driving home. And for some reason, we kept getting lost and going in a circle around this block. But we would never do that usually. I don't know. It was just strange. And for
Right.
like 30 minutes, we kept driving around. And when we should have known, it just didn't. I don't know what happened. But all of a sudden, me and my best friend at the time, Michelle, we both go at the same time. Someone's going to call on your phone. There's a problem. And the phone rang, and it was this creepy voice on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, and we all kind of like, we were younger, much younger
Right.
too now, but that was the first time I ever did it. That was interesting.
Now, did you believe in spirits before you went in there?
Oh yeah, I've had them talk to me since I was a little girl. I mean, my house was haunted. My house is over 100 years old with the little claws on the tub, and there was, when I was little, I had really bad asthma, and my dad would travel a lot for work, so I'd lay with my mom in her bed when I had my asthma.
Right.
She woke up from hearing footsteps in the hallway, and all of a sudden she saw a woman in a bonnet and a dress put her hands over my body, and I started to breathe again. So,
Okay.
and like if I didn't wake up, I didn't see it, but my mom didn't believe in this stuff, but she always talked about that. And if I would lose a ball and I couldn't reach it, something would roll it back to me. It was very nurturing.
Yeah.
So.
See, and that's a good experience. I've talked to many people when they're kids and they have the terrifying experience learning that they have the gift and nothing but nasty images. I think my wife is one of them. She's psychic. And when she tells me about some of the stories of some of the terrifying stuff she has seen, I mean, it's wild, but at least you had a nurturing kind of some spirits around you. Do you think they were family or just caring or?
I don't know. It feels like it would be someone who loved me like a family would, but I know my dad started going to this meditation group, And they would practice different things. And their leader told Miss Joanne, she said, you have to learn the dark side as well as the light.
Right.
And that's when things changed in the house completely. Something came back with him. He started drinking. My mom started cheating. I felt like this thing would watch me all the time, and I didn't understand what that was.
Right.
And wherever we moved, it would come. It really would. We'd hear clawing on the door, on the walls, the clothes, and the cat would like watch the clothes sway.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. Eventually, I moved out of that one house because it was just so scary. I couldn't. I was 19. I was like, you know what? I'm going to Florida. Bye. Love you,
Right.
guys.
I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
But it stayed there with them. It didn't go with me to Florida, so it was something. So you have to be very, very, very careful. He had good intentions, but whatever they did,
Right.
didn't work out.
Yeah, I had one follow me last year. I was doing something with Litriana Brown. We were doing an event at a museum, and then I got in my car and we were all going to meet up for dinner. But my entire electrical system just went out. Never has done that. Like, I'm driving, so it's not affecting my car, but my nav screen, my radio, everything just went black. Never done it before. And then I'm like, all right, I kind of want my radio back. So whoever you are, give me my radio back. And it turned right back on. I'm like, well, great. But
I had no idea they could have. I mean, until I lost my parents a couple years ago, I really didn't know how powerful spirits could be and how much they can listen to you if they have good intentions, and they can listen to you and do what you say for the most part, if it's trying to help comfort you or whatever.
Right.
It's interesting.
You know, and we'll never know the answer until we're on that side.
That's true. That is true.
Well,
I know I'm going to have a cape and like a superhero probably, though.
There you go. That'd be cool. I want a cape. I'd be Captain Shithead or something. That'll work. I'll be that. Captain Shithead. Okay, anyway. Yeah, and I've noticed that as long as your intentions are of a healing, positive nature, you get help. But once your intention changes,
yeah.
And that's what I try to tell everybody that'll listen, especially new people into the paranormal world. Set your intentions is everything. Well, that's paranormal. That's in the reality, which is a farce in itself. But your intentions set the mood for everything, to include how you're going to approach your boss or your significant other, to cryptids, to supernatural. So intentions, that's 99% of the job. So when your intentions change, be careful. So yeah.
And they know what your intentions are anyway. You can't hide that from any of them.
No. Which, that's kind of a good thing. I kind of wish that we could have that, that 100% knowing of, all right, I know what this dude's up to.
Right.
A lot of us that are empaths, we're decent, pretty good at reading rooms and reading stuff like that, but not as good as the spirit. Boy, they're on it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
can I tell you a couple of stories about what my dad did as a spirit?
Yes.
Okay. I was actually pretty proud. He was always very spiritual, but I was pretty proud of him that so quickly he was so powerful. I went, my mom she was very smart. She had a master's, but physically she was handicapped. So I had to go back to Florida to help her for a week or so, get situated when my dad passed. Anyway, so I was doing the laundry for a few days in the garage, and all of a sudden, like on day 3 or 4, my mom's like, how'd you get the light all the way up there to turn on? And I go, what are you talking about? And she goes, it's been broke for months. Soon as she said that, went out, never came back on. But I knew that was him helping me, you know?
Right.
And I could, he was a real stickler. I mean, he was so sweet, but you had to do the laundry a certain way or else, you know? And I could just feel him stand like, you're scooping in too much, chill out, you know?
Right.
Or like I forgot to feed the cats. He piled the cats like cases of cat food boxes on top of each other. And the cat's looking up at something like, all right, Dad, I got this.
Okay. I get it. I got to feed the cats. Thanks, Dad. That's
cool.
awesome, though.
Yeah. I was
And
surprised.
let's welcome NSPS TV from Texas. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, Brian. Thank you for watching, brother. Usually we're coming up on the hour. Usually I take a little 5-minute break.
Okay.
And then we come back if you need to grab a soda or, catch an interstellar flight or go talk to a fairy or
All right. Thank you.
find a dog man.
No.
All right. So, guy, I'll go ahead and drop you down. Guys, stick with us for the second half of Shaman Sundays. We're going to continue with Lala Bright. And find out what else we can get into. So if you guys would just hang out, we'll take a little 5-minute break, get you some water, use the little shaman's room or whatever you got to do. Come back. Join us in 5 minutes. Thank you for sticking with us for the second half. Um, I'm still your host, Brandon Cooper. Quick, funny story before we bring on Lala. I'm gonna go till probably got about 30 more minutes, Frenchie. Uh, Resnack, what's up, buddy? So during the break, I went outside to smoke like I normally do, and I looked up at the sky, and then I told myself, nope, I'm not looking at the sky because I don't want to see what's up there. Because what if they know that I'm talking to Lala and they're coming after me now? So I smoked the fastest cigarette I have ever smoked, and I came back in the house where I think it's safe. That being said, let's bring back on Lala. I did. I was smoking a cigarette and I looked up because usually there's Mercury or Venus or something right in my view, and I usually like to look at the planets. Well, this time I looked up. I'm like, no, I don't want to look up.
Well, some of them, I thought one was a star one time, and as soon as I looked at it for a few seconds, it zipped around another star, zigzagged, and disappeared. I was like, okay, I guess they're not what we think they are.
I will have to admit, though, I have.
Go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have seen a UFO when I was a child. And I'll explain why I'm terrified.
Okay.
Saw one. I was in elementary school. I wasn't the only one to see it in my town. You know, the next day when I had school, of course, I was telling my buddies, "Hey, dude, did y'all see something in the sky?" They're like, "Yeah, we saw it too." Okay, you know. And then this was in the day of Blockbuster, so I think that was like a Thursday. So that Friday night, you know, what do you do back then? You go to Blockbuster. And I was a latchkey kid, so I got a bunch of movies because, you know, my parents would go off and do whatever, and I'd sit there and watch movies. Home Alone, turnkey kids, you know. It's what makes Gen X the greatest generation. Well, one was on aliens. One of the movies that I got was a documentary on aliens. I'm sitting in my bed and I'm watching, and they get to the part about implants. And, you know, talking about, like, they would put implants in the soft palate of the nose. Well, as soon as they said that, my nose started bleeding.
What? I was wondering what the fear was.
Like, out of like, I wasn't sick. I don't get bloody noses. But all of a sudden, they said they were showing the diagram of putting an implant in the nose, and blood just started gushing out of my face. And I'm like, yeah.
I bet you are, because you know what? They can stop time to where you thought you were watching that whole show.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So that's where the fear comes from.
Wow. I'd be scared too.
I mean, and that's the first time that has happened before or since. So, right, Frenchie? Now, see, I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask you a question about ghost things.
What's up? Yeah.
Or anything other than aliens. What is the craziest experience you've had personally with a spirit or something?
You know, that's a good question.
I know.
This is now the Lala Bright show. You know, this happened a couple of years ago. It was me, psychic medium Jessica Potter, her husband and my wife, and two other paranormal investigators from the Midwest. And we were at St. Joe's Lunatic Asylum in St. Joe, Missouri. And we were down in the tunnels. And that's the first time I'd gotten pushed to where I almost actually fell.
Wow.
I've been touched, you know, scratched, whatever. But this pushed me toward a pile of rebar that was just sitting up like this.
Oh my god.
So, and I turned around and I looked, and there was like Jessica was behind me like 8 feet, so it wasn't her. And it just felt like nasty, like it wanted to get rid of me. That was slightly startling,
Yeah.
but it's kind of what we look for as paranormal investigators. I mean, if I want to know, and I get a response, this is kind of what I'm looking for. I try not to be like the TV people that run away scared. But
I'm a wimp. It's so stupid that I guess I've been given a gift that literally terrifies me. Well, the spirits, ghosts, they terrify me. For some reason, the energy is just overwhelming to me. It's overstimulating, right?
right.
I'm gotten a lot better since I lost my family and everybody. I've gotten a much better because my mom was from New York, and I'm like, well, she's gonna kick somebody's ass over there, so I'm okay. I think this in my head, like, she'll take care of it. It's okay.
Right. And Michael asked, well, we just covered this question earlier, but I can gloss back over because I did ask Lala if she thought they were extraterrestrial or interdimensional, and she said both. And I'm inclined to agree with the both.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
let's see. Tabitha says, Lala, how old do you feel you are? Your soul's age? Good.
Dude,
question.
so old. I'm. This is it better be my last time around because that was part of the regression. I've been here so many times trying to help accomplish a certain thing, and it's so hard. It's so hard to fail here. There's so many things to trip us up,
Mm-hmm.
It's frustrating, but I've always kind of felt like I've never really felt like I fit in, but I've always felt like I've been here many, many times.
Okay. Do you feel many spirits you have seen are dimensional beings or human spirits? How do you feel that you can tell the difference? These questions are for both. All right, Lala, I'll let you take that, and then I'll answer.
They have dimensional beings and human spirits have a somewhat similar feeling to me. They're much more than just an alien feeling. But I can read a human spirit like a photo book that I see everything, but with the other ones, I don't. It's more of a, what are you doing here kind of feeling, mysterious feeling. It's hard for me to really read true intentions with them personally.
Yeah, I agree. And then Michael, you can also throw in there elementals because there's your third dimensional or human being, or elementals, which are a little bit of all of the above, I think. But I'll tell you, with dimensional beings, I feel it's almost like static, like really staticky.
Yeah.
Whereas human spirits I don't get that same TV static. That's just how what I feel. When it's dimensional or something like that, it just feels like, the white snow TV static. That's what it feels like.
Do you ever hear that sometimes?
I do. It's just weird.
It is. And I always go, hello. Well, my dad told me say hello, so I'm like,
right.
Hi.
Of course, I've also got tinnitus from explosions and stuff, so I hear it all the time. But when it like, I just hear like that small, like a hum constantly. But I can tell when something's around because the pitch changes and it gets really freaking loud in that one ear. And so, yeah.
And one time, and I only heard this particular one time, it sounded like a radio station changing frequencies. Like it had to pick one to go on.
Yeah.
That was unusual. But that was a human spirit, but still, it was unusual.
I mean, it's really hard to really answer that question, Michael, because I mean, I can tell you my theory all day long, but that's all it's going to be. It's just my theory, But
I know when I ask yes or no questions to the beings, whatever they might be, in my bedroom, and we have a video and a camera in there. And so I'll put my hand up and I'll say for yes, touch my hand or go past my hand. And for no,
right.
don't show up at all. And we've got hours of video of them touching my hand. It's amazing, you know. I know a lot of that is my family, but there's other ones that aren't my family that it's they want to communicate with us. They want to help us. I feel that we're so, me personally, I feel very numbed down where I was almost have to fight myself to communicate more. I feel numbed so that we don't do
Right.
it, you know?
I hate when I do that. Y'all, traumatic brain injuries is a terrible thing because I'll be talking and then I just forget. And
I
that's
do that all the time. It's so good.
But that's okay. Have you had a Bigfoot encounter?
No, I don't want one. I don't know. I love going in the woods, but I've never seen a cryptid at all ever in my life, which is probably good. I would have crapped my pants or something.
Well, now the only cryptid that we need to find for you is the dog man. And I'll
No,
the dog man.
please.
Michael has another question for both of us. Do you feel some of the residual haunts may be seeing a parallel timeline over a repeating event in someone's life that passed away? I'll take that one to start. And Michael, I'm just going to say I believe in the stone tape theory. Especially with that's a residual haunt. It's going to be in their timeline, but that's all that they see is their time. This is why people will see apparitions like go up if there's no stairs. Well, maybe there were stairs there in their day. So they're walking up the stairs that are there in their timeline, or if they walk through a wall, well, what if that wall used to be a door? So I do think it's a repeating thing. But it's also in that parallel timeline for residual haunts. I hope that answered that. And what do you think?
I never really, I mean, I believe what you're saying and I agree with what you're saying. I just never either knew well enough that was happening or I just never experienced it. But I have a question. Do some spirits not know they're really dead like people talk about? And if so, do they still see like us, their family around, their dog? I mean, they drive, like what is going on, you know?
Well, with the stone tape theory, basically it's just one event repeated over and over. So they're stuck to that location. They don't know they're dead. They're just doing what they've done every day. In my opinion, in my theory, like they don't leave that property. Now, if you go to intelligent hauntings, those I believe can move freely wherever they need to go because they know they're dead. They know their spirit. For whatever reason, they're still here, but they know it. So those I believe they can go wherever they want to, but the residuals are kind of just stuck there. And I don't even know that they realize anything's going on.
It's so like being stuck in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Russell has a question. Lala, have you ever had to deal with a Transgorgon starseed? What in the hell is that?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, I don't either. Moving on.
Maybe.
Stop asking. Stop asking about aliens, Russell. Killing me.
I've seen a show.
I've seen a shifter in Arizona at the canyons. Yes. Yes. Those which we shall not name. There are a lot
Oh,
out there. I don't even like mentioning the name of it.
no.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But I've seen videos now, especially over there by Skinwalker Ranch. I guess I didn't name them. Oh well. But there's videos and you can see like a four-legged animal, and the next thing you know, it pass a rock, and now it's on walking on two.
Dude, one time, I say dude a lot. I'm sorry.
Dude.
After, so my dad passed first, and then my mom, and then my boyfriend. Anyway, when my dad passed, I had a creepy dream of a coyote on my back porch, and I had never seen a coyote. We didn't have them. I don't think we have them now. Maybe, I don't know. And I woke up from the dream because it scared me. I went on the back porch to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
An effing coyote was sitting on my back porch staring at me and just sat there. And then it locked eyes, and then it ran off. I couldn't believe it. And that's when I realized, like, oh, things can shift. Because, like I said, I lived under a rock with my spirituality and my gifts. I really, really hid from them quite a bit. And then everything hit me all at once,
Right.
But it was a warning. I found out it was eventually. I later found out it was a warning. So.
Yeah, because coyotes are the tricksters, and they only come around when somebody needs to learn a lesson, and they're hard-headed.
Yeah.
So if that means anything to you, then there you go. But that's the general consensus. Like, I have a coyote tail on my shaman staff because every now and then you need that trickster to come around, and so that's actually pretty cool. I'm Eastern Band of the Cherokee Nation, so that's where I got my healing and shamanism medicine man from. So yeah, if you ever have any questions about the animals, let me know. But that's cool.
I kept getting a dream where my parents would tell me, you're a female polar bear. What is polar bear? They kept saying female polar bear, very specific that it was a girl polar
bear. Polar bear, I don't know, but I know bear is healing and knowledge. Like, a bear is the number one healer in the animal world. Well, besides Bigfoot, but
really?
Mm-hmm. So that means healing and protection.
Okay.
Because the bear, I don't know if you can tell, my background's a bear painting.
Yeah.
The bear is my spirit animal. So
I had that done when I was 12 by somebody my dad used to go to, and he said I was a mouse and a hawk, which of course they have to be. That would make sense.
I mean, it does make sense. Michael, with the questions, man, I'm loving this. Question for you both. Where are a couple places on your wish list of places to investigate, and why? Is it history or claims that drive these choices? Lala, I'll let you take it.
Oh. There's a place. It's a hotel. I think it's still active. It's either New York or California, but a lot of people die in this hotel, and a lot of weird, freaky stuff happens. That or like I've never had the courage to go to a mental asylum, but I always wanted to do it because I want to feel their energy. I'm terrified because I know not great things are going to be there, but I want to know what that experience is like.
I'll tell you, we'll have to get you out to Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
I want to try.
I'll let you know when we do it again as a group. I guess for me, Michael, the number one place that I want to investigate, and I don't know if Resnick is still on or not, but he and I are actually trying to figure out how to do this, but I want to investigate the entire Trail of Tears. I want to do it respectfully. I want to take medicine people with me. I want to get the stories of the Trail of Tears out.
Wow.
And that's a hell of an undertaking, but something that I would want to do. And what drives it is the history right now, Michael, is changing. I saw a textbook which said that the Cherokee people willingly went on the Trail of Tears. I saw that in a history book like last year. So history is slowly being changed, and I want the truth out there. And, so that's why I want to do it.
Did you know the Bible is changing too? But a lot of people claim it's the Mandela or something of that, maybe CERN, that's changing. Well, my mom always loved and gave out postcards for Christmas, the lion and the lamb, right? Well,
Yeah.
now it's the wolf and the lamb.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, did you know that they just translated the Bible into pirate speak?
Really?
An entire Bible that is nothing but pirate speak.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw it. Here, I'm going to star your question there, French, and get back to it. Yeah, I saw it the other day on TikTok, and I went to the website, and they had the original, like it was Matthew something, and then they had the pirate one, and it was all pirate. I'm like, oh my God. It's all pirate speak.
Like
PirateBible.com. Yeah. Here, I'll pull it up.
I love Earth. I tell you what. Could you imagine? I wonder how many Earths are there, like vacation Earths that our souls can go to? Are there worse? I'd be really pissed off.
I mean, it can always be worse.
Yeah.
Always be worse.
It'd be a land of dogmen just everywhere. That
Okay,
would be
worse. There you go. The Bible translated into pirate talk.
$29.92.
For just $29.92, you too can talk about Jesus as a pirate.
Well,
and there's another Bible that's a Gen Z translation.
Oh God, with all the slang. My
Hotel California.
That was a good song. Bates, yes.
See, yep, there we go. Resnick's still watching. Thanks, buddy. Anyway, back to Frenchie. I keep having dreams with bears, and they're usually horrible. Well, if you look at who you served with in the Army, KD Stafford, any dream's going to be terrible. Sorry you had to serve with that guy. Joking.
Don't go to the woods, maybe, for a while.
Yeah, don't. Good Lord. People, I like this. That's a big spirit journey, Brandon. I know. I'm going to do it before I die. It will happen. I've heard that about the wolf and the lamb. Yep, Rez is right there with you. Which Trail of Tears is? I've heard of a couple different tribes having Trail of Tears. Okay, here in the South, there was one Trail of Tears for 4 different tribes. So it's the Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Chippewa. Cherokee, Choctaw, Chippewa, and the Creek. So there were several tribes that had a Trail of Tears, but the one here, the big one from here to Oklahoma was one of the Trail of Tears. So that one.
I have a question really quick.
Of course, go ahead.
I probably asked you, but I genuinely have forgotten the answer. So when it comes to not great spirits or demons or whatever you want to call them, what are the different eye color meanings? So I have a lot of white eye dreams. People have a lot of black eye dreams. Are some of them a lower class or a higher class, or?
That's a good question. And no, you haven't asked that yet.
Thank you. Okay, good.
And I'm gonna have to say I don't know. I'll have to get back to you. Let me do some digging and some research in some of my
Okay.
books. Oh,
Because there's got to be a symbolic reason.
well,
Certain
I mean,
people.
because yeah, think about it. You got the black-eyed kids too. They come to your door. You
No,
know what's generally black eyes are mean a possession or something completely taking you over.
oh,
That's why your full eye changes, in my opinion. It's
yeah.
because, all right, we got you now. I need to be able to see.
Oh, that's so creepy. Oh God.
Hmm. That's
Oh
just my opinion. Or it could be a dog man.
no, I hate that. No, I canceled. They're great. I love them, but don't visit me, please, dear God. Could you imagine waking
You
up
don't want
and
to.
you hear tapping at your window and and it's just Dog Man's face, like, you know?
This
No.
is why I have a gun by the bed. Well, first of all, the bedroom's on the second floor. So if there was anything snarling into my window, that's enough right there. Like, I would come out blasting. Sorry. Just, yeah.
I
No.
saw a Facebook Live where a man was being stalked by a dog man and he got it on video. It was in the woods and it just popped out a little bit and you could see the face and then it ran past. I mean, it looked interdimensional. It looked kind of here, but also not here, almost like a ghost would, you know?
Right.
It was pretty
And
good.
Rez brings up, I personally believe the color represents the level of vibration that the being is. And just to give out his tribe shout out, he is a Mohican.
Okay.
So
This
Muncie
was
tribe of the Mohican.
this was a demon that shows up a lot in my dreams, not as much anymore, but it had pure white eyes. And
Right.
it very intimidating. Black eyed kids? Mm-mm.
Yes. Yes, I have. Once. Don't like them either.
Yeah, no. No. I love kids and I would feel guilty that I couldn't help them, but I also don't want to go into like the abyss of hell or, you know what I mean?
Well, and they're usually dripping wet, and I really don't want to get water all over my carpet. The
I
kids
wonder,
are,
is
they're
it?
usually, I don't know, it's something about a rainstorm, and they're usually soaking wet and cold.
No, I'm good. No. Our
But hey, the good part about being wet and cold is if it smells like a wet dog, you know the dog man's coming.
no. Uh-uh. It's not.
What's up, James Brady, buddy? Brandon Law. Okay, that we answered that one. Rez is right. Of course, Rez is right. Hi, James. Black eyes are a sign of possession, from my understanding. Yep. Um, but yeah, my feeling about the white eyes is that it's pure of intention. It's just what the thought that crosses my head. If
Mhm.
I wouldn't be scared if I saw. I'd be a little afraid, but not terrified if I saw white eyes. I'm not afraid of light. I'm afraid of darkness,
Yeah.
and that's the human condition. So when you see darkness, it's terrifying.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. The only other time I know sometimes Bob he'll train me with remote viewing and stuff. I didn't know I was doing it growing up. So he has information on it and teaches me. He gives me classes from people. Anyway, the most purest, safest place I've ever been was pure black. It was
Mm.
amazing. Because I'm scared of the dark, but this was completely different. Yep, darkness kind of stand alike.
You know, if it was pitch black, I'm fine in pitch black. Like, I know I'm fat now, but back in the day when I was skinny, I used to be a spelunker and a cave explorer. And
Wow.
so like I was like that big around in high school and stuff. I don't know what happened. I ate my high school self or something. Now, but in those caves, like we would spend the night down there in the pitch black of the cave,
Hmm.
and I was perfectly fine. Oh, but now when you get into that darkness, like as the sun's going down and it's getting dark, that's when people's fear comes up because they can see that the light is giving way to dark.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, but if I'm completely dark and I can't see nothing in front of me, I got nothing to be afraid of because I can't see anything.
Did you ever hear anything when you were in the caves, or?
I mean, I did, but I chalked it up to being little cave dwellers like bats or oh oh the little minor guys. I can't remember what they're called. I mean, you would hear tapping on the walls and stuff.
Why did I think of chipmunks from the cartoon with Alvin Simon Theater?
I mean, what I don't know, but I really liked that cartoon. Would love to go on a ghost hunt with you and Katie someday. I'm sure it would be fun. Frenchie, where do you live, bro? Okay, Michael. Water helps with transfusion of energy for them. It's why they're wet.
Oh,
I like that theory.
that makes a lot of sense with some other things, actually.
But now, getting back to the sounds in the cave, you also hear water constantly. And water, I'm a Pisces. Water's my comfort zone. So I wasn't afraid. I heard the water. So
Mhm.
it was weird. I just wasn't afraid of it.
That is so. If I were brave, I would do that. I just think that's so neat that you did that. I like looking at. I'll watch people do it online and the things they find. It's neat, you know.
I miss it, but I'm just too, I can't get in them holes like I used to. I'm just too big now. But it was so much fun. I'm sure I could diet, but who wants to do that? That's stupid. My spirit self came in a beautiful dark purple.
That's pretty.
Oh, that's nice. Tommy knockers, thank you. Yes, the Tommy knockers are the minor cryptids. And yeah, you would hear that all the time. You'd hear like sound like little pickaxes just ding, 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 ding. It's
Wow.
weird. But again, I was younger and I'd heard it in all the other caves. So I was just like, it's a cave thing. But now I know.
Right. Yeah. My favorite memories growing up was me going to this forest, Herring Run Park, and nobody ever went there. And it was a stream and tons of trees and this huge big rock, and I called it my bedrock. And I would just lay and take naps on it.
Yep.
Nothing would bother me. It was very peaceful, but I always felt very protected there. The only place that never felt protected in the woods, we moved somewhere, and it was a state park was our backyard, and I did not want to go in there, which is strange. I love going in the woods, but I just felt something dangerous was in there. And I remember a lot of times it would get completely silent, all the animals would be quiet, and that's never a good thing. And then this bright light that was bigger than my house would just pop, and I wouldn't hear any sound after that or before that. So I never knew what that was, but it felt eerie to me. And it would happen a lot of times before something health-wise would happen.
Right.
My family, that would happen. It was like maybe a warning. I don't know. But it was weird. That was in Baltimore. I have a friend that does exorcisms, a priest, and he says there's quite a bit in Baltimore.
Oh, I believe it. The Frenchie here in Massachusetts. We should be out that way at some point, or get you out to us, man. Love to investigate with you.
As a shaman, have you ever had to do something like an exorcism or dealt with a possession?
A couple times.
Can you tell me one? This is interesting to me.
I can tell you when we're not live.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to. Yeah.
Just because of some of the details that I would have to give would probably give away more personal info than I want to on a live.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll tell you some stories.
Cool.
And then James Brady's talking about dwarves and gnomes because he's a lunatic. So if you ever meet James Brady, you stay away from the Bradys. They're crazy people.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, watch out. I mean, they're wild and crazy individuals that party all the time, and or they live 3 minutes from me and we go out to eat all the time. Michael, still with the good questions. Have you ever found in the caves images from ancient times that defy what they knew back then? I have seen cave drawings. But back then that wasn't my interest. My interest was try to figure out where this cave goes. So I'd pay attention to it and be like, oh, that's cool, but that's about it. So I don't know if I saw any drawings that were counterintuitive to what we believe now, but I have seen some. Pretty cool.
You ever heard of Fort Meade in Maryland?
Mm-hmm.
I used to sneak down in the catacombs accidentally on purpose anyway. And the tunnels would go really deep and then there'd be a dead end. And I remember I saw these, it must have been 9 feet high, neon lime green eyes that were like big almonds.
Mm-hmm.
And when I shined the light, nothing was there. It was, but I kept hearing a water drop after that. I mean, even when we got out of there, I kept hearing it. I was like, what is that? It was interesting. I don't know what it was, really.
Well, Kate, like, I don't know that caves get enough investigation from the paranormal side.
We should do that.
Well,
Big hole.
Litriana and I are working on a cave right now, so I'll give you details.
Cool.
But yeah, like all the years I spent in caves and rappelling and all that, like I wish that I had been of the investigative mindset back then. But I was young and having fun, and but I'd like to do it. And now with the drones that they have nowadays, you can get those drones in there and the cracks and the crevices.
Yep.
So I would really like to do that.
I think a lot of people would like that, be interested in that. You're not going in the tunnels of Fort Meade. I accidentally went with some friends. I didn't.
Oopsie. That's okay. We've all done that.
It was a long time ago when I was adventurous.
Right.
I think they were going to have a graffiti party, and I just decided to go wandering with somebody. I left after that. So.
Well, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
Because that's where the dogmen are from.
Oh my God! What if it was? What color eyes do the dogmen have? Who does have neon green eyes?
My dog's got yellow eyes.
Son of a bitch! It probably
Trying to think when they reflect, because the animals' eyes reflect different. I've seen yellow deer eyes. I don't know.
It was probably this large, each one.
Yeah.
Perfect almond shape.
I wonder if it could have been a cave lizard.
That big?
Huh?
I
don't know.
But when I shined the light on it like a second or two later, nothing. And this was like a dead end. There was nothing. This place was weird. They had hooks on the wall and an altar. It was weird. I didn't.
No, see, that's a no-go. or
We-
a young person?
yeah, true.
Ooh.
Anyway, allegedly,
Well, I mean, let's go back now. Let's go see that. Let's do it, Michael. When I was younger, elementary school, I had an animal entity with yellow eyes watching me one night from my room's window and left no footprints. Yes.
no. Mm-mm. You see now, every sound's freaking me. I'm a
Green eyes, lizard people. Laugh out loud. Maybe.
reptilian.
Maybe. Or maybe it was that star people person that Russell was talking about a minute ago.
The something transcendental.
The transcendental communication device. I don't know. He says he's going to tell me next week when he sees me at the con, but no, you're not. You're not going to. We're not talking aliens at the con. Like, it's so bad. I had a conversation with Travis. Oh,
The older man.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I met him last year, but I could only have like a 5-minute conversation with him because the way the movie portrayed it terrified me when they put that thing over his face, and it was just. But he's super interesting, but I can't remember what his name is now.
Walton? Travis Walton?
Travis Walton.
Okay.
That sounds about right. So anyway, that was the guy that the movie Ring of Fire from the 90s was inspired by.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh, listen to him talk. Which I think if I can get over my fear, I might try to get him on the show.
I think you could get over your fear by getting some type of therapy or regression about what happened to you. I think
and that's what I want to find out in the regret. I just regressed to 8 right there. I don't need to pay somebody like $500. I do it myself. Wow, regression is. I want to know about that day watching that documentary and the nosebleed. I want to know. Yep.
Oh yeah, I have a scoop right here that I wasn't born with. And when I do readings, after a while, I'll get pain right in here. And so Bob used one of his scientific trinkets. I don't know what it's called, but it monitors with numbers. And it was just off the charts. And he videotaped that too, but I've seen proof of my leg. I've never seen proof of this, so I only just talk about my leg,
Yeah.
But I think there's many, many, many people, including you, that do have some sort of implant. I do, especially people that are sensitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to know what you mean, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I don't know. It's just, ugh. Rez says hypnosis and regression. You'll end up like the people from. Shut up! Oh, thanks, Bobby. Jesus. Thanks, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby Culkin. Bobby Resnick Culkin.
Do you think that people can? It's probably a dumb question, but
there's no dumb question.
Thank you. Do you think people can open up portals when they want to, if they are skilled and learn about it, or
if they are skilled enough? I think so.
Okay.
I think the only time that a person who's not skilled can open a portal is in a really heightened state of fear, excitement, anger, something.
Okay.
But I don't think that you can do it just by, without training.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Funny question.
He's my buddy, by the way, Michael.
Well, I'm loving the questions. Funny question for you both. Why do we call events we attend to grow and learn from cons. Well played, good sir. Well played. I like that one. You're welcome in the show anytime, Michael.
He's very cool. He is. He's very nice.
I was going to mention the Frenchie. I don't even know you, bro. And I was going to work and try to get you to hook up with Katie. You didn't screw you. Is where that goes. God. You know, I love. Shut up. I don't. God.
I want to go to.
There is Xander.
Oh, that's my son, my baby. Yay. Oh.
Welcome to the show, Xander.
Thank you. I want to go to a haunted destination wherever there's ley lines. I think that would be interesting to experience.
You know, there's a couple of places here in the Appalachians where strange things happen, and it's all on across ley lines and stuff. There's actual it's like an amusement park kind of place almost, where you can put a ball at the bottom of like a ramp and it rolls up and all kinds of stuff.
I've seen that online.
Yeah. That's not far from where I live.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
But never investigated it, but that might be. I wouldn't mind doing that.
If you do, I will save up and get a plane ticket.
Yeah. I'll definitely let you know. But here's one thing: talking about ley lines, I wish somebody would give us just a ley line map.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to. And you know, I don't want to go out there and douse for 4 or 5 hours trying to find the ley lines either.
Right.
But yeah, I do know there's specific places. So if I can get the permission and everything, I will let you know.
Okay. Yeah. I'd be interested on how people's health is, if it's better around there, mental, physical health, all kinds of stuff. Like how much of a difference is it there compared to like where we are, you know?
Right. Greg Hoss, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio, they do have a bunch of ley lines in those areas.
In West Virginia, I'm kind of near West Virginia. Mm-hmm. I'm more by Pennsylvania, but it's not far. Ooh.
Mothman.
No,
I don't know about Mothman.
I'm scared of Mothman personally.
But I thought it was Dogman, not Mothman.
If I see a big winged, beady-eyed red thing on a bridge looking at me,
you'd be afraid that it was going to eat your sweater because it's a moth. That's how you stop it. You throw a sweater at it. Like, I can't believe those people at the bridge didn't go to the Ace Hardware, get a big old box of mothballs, and just start throwing it at the thing. I bet you somebody did, and that's why I got so pissed. Don't throw mothballs at the Mothman, I guess is the point of that.
Oh, God. I always think of the movie Jeepers Creepers. I imagine that's what the Mothman would look like, kind of.
I would think, yeah. That was a good movie, too.
Mm-hmm.
I have a map of ley lines, and they cross more places than we realize. The activity is higher, actually, in the areas they cross. Yes, that I can confer, and I wish I could have a copy of your map.
Yeah.
Mothballs. You know what mothballs smell like?
No.
I don't either. I've never gotten that close.
Maybe like dawn dish. I'm sure it's something cute now, like daffodils in the rain.
Oh, so it probably is. I think morning dew. No, it's old people and rot. What it smells like. I mean, Tabitha brings up a good point. I don't mind the Mothman because it is a messenger.
Yeah.
But, you know, I get it, but I don't want to see it chilling at my house.
No. Oh, and Lon, my friend, he said there's been more activity about the Mothman as well on the East Coast.
Yes. Not only on the East Coast, but across the world.
Really?
There have been videos. I think there was one in Chile, that's on fire right now.
Yeah.
And there's a couple, like you see a flying creature. There's a video before a tsunami hit, like India. I can't remember where the last tsunami hit, but you see the Mothman flying right before the tsunami hits. So it's starting to go worldwide now, which is,
Wow.
kind
Something's
of.
going on.
Kevin
It
D. Davis, what's up? Speaking of mothballs, there's my buddy. Oh, he's old. That's why I say mothballs.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
better.
That's right, Resnick. That's right. How did I get their legs apart far enough to smell the mothballs? Mothballs. This is the thing now. Mothman versus the cedar planks. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. I love my audience. Love my audience. So we got a little bit more time. We can keep going. Now, do you do readings?
I do. I do mediumship readings for people who've lost others that they love, but I can do just about anything I pick up on, especially if people have been abducted. I can pick up on that. And if they had something put on their body, I can pinpoint where it is. The only thing that's really good for, not to talk down about it, but it's only really good for validating it with that person so they don't feel crazy. Because a lot of times these people think they're just having a dream, or they're not sure why they have the implant in their body or that scar. So it's just helping people know they're not crazy, and that they're okay and everything. So I'm going to have you make
awesome. He's going to make me a mothball shirt. All right, brother. Bring it. I'll wear it.
But I have a website. It's
yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Lala Bright LLC.com, or Facebook Lala Bright. You can say hi. So I'll bring mothballs.
Mothman versus butt zappers. Yes. So, are your books open? Do you have availability, or are you full till March, or how quickly can people get a reading?
Usually within a couple of days I can do a reading. And it can be at any time. I would prefer the evening if you're gonna have me pick, because I'm a night owl. But anytime's fine. Weekends I'm usually working. I own a face painting business as well. So usually in mornings, afternoons, I'm working at a gig somewhere or an event somewhere. But other than that, I'm open. If you can't afford it, I think it's like 30 for 30 minutes, 60 for an hour. If you can't afford it and you really need one, I will give you one, because I want people to be okay. The whole reason I started this was because as you know, I lost my family and I had zero people to turn to, nobody to turn to. And I stopped hiding what I can do so I can help people not feel that pain as much. So.
And Frenchie's asking, does it have to be in person or can it be virtual?
I do it virtual on Zoom. I'm in Maryland, so most people aren't close to me. But yeah, Zoom, if you want. If you don't feel comfortable, it can be just typing or a phone, whatever you're comfortable with. And I sell.
Frenchie, get your reading.
I make organite pyramids as well. They're crystals and metal. And you should look that up. It's very interesting. The creator of it got arrested and died in prison because that crap worked. Not crap, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. And I found out by accident when my dad passed. He would put stuff on my phone when I'd walk away. that was one of them. It's interesting.
That's cool.
I swear I'm not cuckoo. It's just
I mean, we are a little crazy. Wait, did I get those? Okay, yeah. So, we got a couple minutes left to bring it down with the mothballs and the dogmen and the aliens and the probing and the owls and the jackrabbits and the interdimensional beings and the extraterrestrials. God, we've talked about a lot tonight.
It's been nice. I enjoyed it.
It has been fun. Somebody wrote on your wrist, by the way. I just saw that. Did you pass out first at the party? Is that what happened? Okay. I do that sometimes. I have tattoos on my back, and I forget about them, and then I get out of the shower, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Oh, that's my tattoo. Simple life for me.
How many do you have tattoos?
Oh, Lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 10?
Same, yeah.
Wait, 11. Oh, shit, 12. I'm forgetting about tattoos that I look at all day. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 10.
I want to get my other wrist done, like more flowers, probably. Except now that I'm older, I'm more picky on who I go to. Before, it was just like whoever would do it, like, yeah, all right, you know.
Yeah, I'm kind of picky. Wait, did I miss the probing? Oh no, Kevin, I'm going to come out your way soon. We'll talk about probing. Mothballs. Love falling down those white rabbit holes. I'm telling you, that's kind of what we did in this show, and I enjoy it. Lost an uncle at 32 who was a Marine with the 3.5. Oh, wow. Well, first of all, I'm sorry for your loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with them boys in Fallujah. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, that was rough. James Brady says, Lala, no one questions you when Brandon Cooper's part of the conversation. It's true. She's not crazy. What about big cats? If you filled a hamster ball with catnip, would it attract them? I mean, what do you do? How can we get the dog man?
No.
Put peanut butter out there or something? How does that work? Don't forget to count the one on my booty. Stop it, Kim. Awesome show. And by the way, it's Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. What is Lake Shawnee?
Oh, thank you.
Of course, it's an amazing guest. Lala Bright. Everybody needs to know Lala Sparkles. I like that.
Cupcake was my nickname, but it's fine.
Okay, Cupcake. Dogmen versus Mothmen. New movie franchise like Godzilla. Yes!
That would sell.
It would. It really would. I was EOD, bro. So I was with I was not with them, but I was with them. So, yeah, I was first EOD. Thank you so much for coming on.
This was wonderful. I really I'll definitely come on again if you want me to. And I won't talk about aliens or
if you talk about aliens, I will shut this show down so fast. And of course, we're going to talk about aliens because
yeah,
you've seen my chat and how it goes. And once they figure out, once you show them one weakness.
I just thought of a leprechaun when you did that for some reason. I don't know why.
I want me gold. I love that movie.
Scared the crap out of me.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, it is. Yo.
I'm going to star that because she helps me in the show with that. We are around Cupcake, sweet to eat.
It was my stripper name back in the day.
Hell yeah. Mine was dump truck. Because I had all that junk inside that trunk. People ask me all the time, what you gonna do with all that junk inside that trunk? I was like, I'm gonna make you love drunk off my lady lumps.
That is an old song I used to like back in the day for some reason.
And now I've ruined it. What's up, JK? You're coming in at the end, but hey, thank you for tuning in. So I end my lives with the same saying, and I hope it means something to you as well. But I always say when I end my show, it's not about surviving the storm, but it's how you dance in the rain that matters. And as Carol Garcia says, always remember to smile. I love each and every one, well, almost each and every one of you in the chats. There's a couple of you, we're going to sit down and we're going to have a conversation. But most of you I love. Rez, I don't like you anymore. Russell, I don't like you. And Frenchie, oh, Frenchie. So anyway, thank you again so much for coming on. And we are going to see you guys next Sunday, where I will be at the Kansas City Metacon.
Very cool.
So I'll just go live from there. Anyway, thanks guys. Big old heart, except for you, Resnick. And